Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the show that's like fresh cookies coming right out of the oven. Chocolate chip, for that matter. Only problem is we can't guarantee you they're not going to make you sick. There's the issue. Welcome to another episode of Dad's Turn to Talk. My name is Derek. Along with some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to this show tonight, most likely with regards to operations. Remember that we are on the live stream right now for the replay. This will be time-stamped. And also remember that we do have another channel out there aptly titled Dad's Turn to Talk, which we also encourage people to go over to. And with that, I think that does it for the operations. I think I can move on to introducing the cast of characters for this evening. We start off with the guest, folks, but really, let's not kid ourselves. She's past guest level at this
She's not a guest anymore.
No, she already put her feet up and we got her a drink at the bar.
Come on.
And speaking of cookies, if we're going to make some, they better be vampire bats for her. The one and only Lily is here tonight.
Thank you guys for having me. And going along with your cookie analogy, yes, I will be the one that comes fresh out of the oven, but I will burn your mouth if you're not careful. So.
Wow.
Well played, well played.
Good Lord.
So just setting us up for the evening today.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, thank you guys so much.
Look how red I just got. Good Lord.
So much with you guys. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
It's always good to have you here.
Always
see
good
what
to have
happened? Like Bob invited me one time and then I just never left.
You never left. You never left.
Stuck around. That was it. That's fine. You're welcome. All right. Speaking of cookies that are probably underbaked and may get you sick, the one and only Josh is here. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Erica. What a night. We have the State of the Star Wars address tonight.
Unnecessary.
We have a huge chat. People are so excited. Heck, we might even get Blaine's wife on the chat tonight. I tagged her. I tagged everyone. This is awesome.
Yeah, there's half the problem, Josh. You tagged everybody when you didn't need to.
This is going to be so huge. People are excited. They're looking forward to it.
No.
I can't wait. Finally. It's probably going to take about an hour and a half. We'll see. Waiting for Bob.
Don't worry, chat. We'll cut him off at 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I love how Josh wants to make it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. Sorry, we got to say
Eric's seen Bob's Garage. No, I've seen Bob.
That's what that was. I was wondering what that noise was.
I told you to let me out, Bob. I've been sitting here the whole time.
Bob's Garage has a boat in it, or it used to.
All right, and finally, last but certainly not least, everybody's favorite snickerdoodle himself, the one and only Bob.
Ooh.
No.
Well, it's good to be here. Looking forward to having some fun with you guys tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. You know, I thought of a good way to get this started tonight is to get us started off with a good meme. And there have been a lot of good memes going around with Marco Rubio. And I thought, you know what? We're going to have one of our own here.
That was so good.
He's got the hat, man.
That's like the identical hat. Little
Exactly.
Yeah.
This made me laugh so much when I saw it. That's so funny.
Now, the problem is, Bob, you're going to have to shave and really frown now from here on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I just thought that'd be fun there.
It was good stuff, man. Well played. All right. With that, hello, chat. Of course, we would never forget about you. We've got a whole bunch of you that we are, of course, familiar with, and, of course, some new people as well. Gary is here. We have the returning champion, Dixie, of course. We have Doge. Oh, man. Who else? We got Lucas Smith. Hello, Lucas.
Yeah, beloved.
Hey, beloved.
Popular
beloved is here. Hello, beloved. And, of course, Lily's getting in the chat, too, because she's about to go 12 rounds with everybody tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to meet everybody in the parking lot.
The main event for this evening is the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm sure everybody's got thoughts.
You know what, Derek, real quick, before we get into some news here, speaking of memes, this weekend we had another good meme that came out with Julie Serskin, the reporter from NBC, during that event over at the White House, and her survival skills showcased themselves. And that became a fun meme. So I wanted to show everyone the Dad's Turn to Talk version of that.
Yes.
Number 3, Happy Days.
What is that?
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right? 5, 6, 7, 8.
What is that?
You don't have to sing it.
That's not the song.
You love how Derek. Yes, it is.
No, it's Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Yes, that's the way
Tuesday,
that goes.
Wednesday.
Anyway, I loved it. I loved it where you had Fonzie and it shows the record, the
See, now we're
record.
gonna try to talk about it, and he got it wrong.
Derek, first of all, I probably owe him glasses because the amount of times he throws his glasses down. That's
No, it's good.
you don't have to
That's very
sing
good.
it.
Oh my
Derek
God.
didn't even realize I was singing it wrong. He just was like, "You don't have to sing."
I love how red you got there, Josh.
What's that?
I love how red you got there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so funny. Oh my ice.
All right, so that was Julie Serskin from NBC and the Dad's Turn to Talk version of that meme.
Gosh, he's an idiot. Yep. I'm a
Well,
damn.
now that you've highlighted it, Josh, here we are.
How you doing, Michael?
Hey, it's on the show. They used to have it. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Stop.
Oh, shut up,
No,
Josh.
no,
You got it wrong. You
Don't
got it
dig
wrong.
yourself into the hole that you already are. Stop
Oh
that.
my God.
All right. Now that
Oh.
Josh has decided to punish himself even further, that brings us to the news.
Yeah.
Shall we? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. But before we do that, let's just post some things about Josh and around his behavior. So stop there from Dixie. Stop! Exclamation point. In addition to that, Michael says, "Stop it, Josh." Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's good stuff.
No,
All right.
We
So
brought it sometime tonight.
first bit of news that we want to go ahead and get into. We want to get into the weekend box office results. Now, we're not going to really focus solely on the Mandalorian here because obviously we're going to be talking about that as a movie. So we're going to look at it just from the box office standpoint. But this is from Deadline over here. And it says that the Mandalorian and Grogu eases force to 4-day, 98 million US opening, but it did get a higher worldwide opening than expected at 167 million. Now, that actually puts it below Solo when it comes to domestic, but higher than Solo when it comes to worldwide. Of course, that's not factoring in inflation. Obsession, which is the new horror film that came out last week, did 32 million in the 4 days, which was actually a 39% increase from the week before. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The fact that we had a film actually get an increase on its second week and a big increase like that. I want to go ahead and go through the rest of the top 10 because there might be some surprises here. So we do have The Mandalorian and Grogu came in first. Obsession, like I said, came in second. Michael once again came in third. And that I'm not sure what the worldwide total was, but for domestic, it was another 26.9 million. The Devil Wears Prada 2 also put in another 16.5 million domestically. The Sheep Detectives, which has been a little bit of a surprise, finished out at number 5 with a 4-day total of 12.8 million. Its 3-day total was actually only down 4% from the week before. So a nice strong hold for the Sheep Detectives. Brand new film Passenger, which released, came in 6th. Mortal Kombat has dropped all the way to number 7. I Love Boosters, which was also released this week, came in at number 8. Super Mario Galaxy movie is holding still in the top 10 at number 9, and Project Hail Mary still holding in the top 10. And that's interesting because that's also out on digital already, and it still came in the top 10. And that only had a 33% drop over the 3-day weekend. So that's your top 10. And I figured we could talk about any surprises that we see here. Because to me, there were a couple surprises.
First of all, hey, Chelsea. Hey, Meister. Welcome to the program, as always. All right. With that, we have a guest. Well, sort of a guest. Not really a guest.
It's not a guest. One of us.
Anyway, Lily, kick us off with your thoughts. Tell us what you think here.
I don't think there's really any surprises for me. Like, regardless of how much money Mando and Grogu actually made, I knew this was probably going to come out at number 1. I guess the only one that I could say is kind of a surprise is Obsession, just because I don't think I saw this movie advertised at all whatsoever. And I just started seeing people talking about it last week. And everybody was like, oh, this is such a good movie. Like, everybody needs to go watch this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not surprised Michael is still holding on strong. Devil Wears Prada is still kind of making money, too. I guess The Sheep Detectives, too. I saw the trailer in the theater, and I was kind of like, okay. And a bunch of people are saying that that's actually a good movie, too. But no, to be honest, I'm really not surprised by any of these numbers. Just Obsession. I think they put that on my list, actually, because everybody's kind of talking about it. But I will say that the last time everybody made a big deal about a movie was Weapons. And when I saw it, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't like worth the hype that everybody was kind of giving it good. So I don't know about Obsession. I guess we'll see.
All right.
We shall see. All right. All right, Josh, go ahead and have your little party. Go ahead.
What a little party. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised on Mandalorian, like Lily said, being number 1. I had no idea about Obsession until everyone started posting about it on Critic List.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what is, I even asked Bob, and he saw it. He said it was really good.
Yeah,
And
I really liked it. I was very impressed by that. And what's even more impressive is that it was made for less than $1 million.
That's insane. Yeah.
And the type of money that it's pulling in is really, really good. I mean, they're to have that type of not just a hold, but an increase in the second week, especially with a big film like The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
You said the girl from Superman and Lois was in it, who played
the one who plays Lana Lang's daughter.
Okay.
She's the lead actress in the film, and she is fantastic in that.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, we all know how much we loved Michael, so not surprised. And so everything else, Devil Wears, Prada 2, and I missed the exact number for Super Mario. What are they domestic?
It actually has not made $1 billion yet. It looks like it's going to fall short.
Did I see 7 something?
788.
Wow.
No. Super Mario is over 900. It's like at 970 or something like that.
I thought I saw 7 something on your list here. That's why I was asking.
Hold on. What you see here? Okay, you saw the 710,000, but that was on Friday. These are domestic numbers.
Okay, got it.
I'm not surprised by that one either, though, because people, I mean, you guys said it yourselves. I don't think you guys liked it as much as the first one. So I think word of mouth kind of got around, and
I guess I still liked it. I mean, I took Charlie to it. It was fun. I am surprised it's not going to hit $1 billion. I really am.
I think what was hurting it a little bit is the fact that you still had Project Hail Mary going strong at that time. And then a month later, you had Michael turn around and start to dominate.
Yeah, maybe the date of when it came. When did it come out? April 4th?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
There you go. It's at 980 million.
So it could hit $1 billion. It could have hit it next weekend.
Well, they're saying that it's probably not. I mean, it because it's already hit digital now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So yeah, not surprised. Yeah.
I mean, 980 million isn't bad.
No. We just all thought it'd be over $1 billion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was just more of the same from the first. It was just, played off it a little bit more. It certainly wasn't bad. It was enough fun. All right, might as well get this out of the way right now. Go ahead, Dixie.
Mannequin and Go-Gurt. Dixie, you're gonna upset Lily, and she's gonna defend you off Critic List.
No, Lily came here with boxing gloves. Don't you worry.
She's ready. Don't worry about her.
All right, you leave her alone.
You worry about your own address.
Yes.
Oh, it's a big address too. Oh my god, can't wait.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
You know what? Again, what surprised me was Obsession at the increase. It didn't surprise me that it came in second. I thought it was a good, strong film. I really enjoyed it. So I'm not surprised where it finished. I am surprised that it literally was a 33% I said a 39% increase on the 3-day total from last week. That's impressive. So that surprised me. Also, the Sheep Detectives, the fact that that came out the same week as Mortal Kombat 2. I did say that I thought that was a very good film. I put out a review of that, and I thought that was a very enjoyable film. And the fact that it's still holding at number 5 for the Memorial Day weekend, again, I thought that was a little bit of a surprise. Also, the fact that you did have Project Hail Mary is still in that top 10. So I thought that, again, that was impressive. But as far as the Mandalorian and Grogu, that didn't really surprise me. I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to come in below Solo, and at least domestically, and it did. And even if it hadn't, when you look at inflation, that it doesn't surprise me. It sold less tickets, and we've all kind of talked about it, about the health of the franchise. So I think that was on showcase there. Now, we're not talking about whether it was a good movie or not. We'll get to that later. But I don't think the box office really surprised anybody.
Okay, hold on. Shout out to Lily here. You got a fan.
There we go.
Network.
Guys,
Echo Blaze, how you doing?
Follow
Okay.
Echo Blaze Network. You guys need to go follow them. I love them.
Okay, cool.
You've given us another place to take a look.
Well, welcome
and
to the
check out.
show.
Thank you for
Welcome.
joining us.
Thank you for coming on.
Please stay. Please stay.
I mean, they're here for the Josh State of the Union address. That's why they're
No,
here.
then they'll leave.
God,
Okay,
Josh.
don't advertise that.
So big. Shut up,
No,
Derek.
stop.
Goodness,
Enough.
Josh. Can
All
you
right.
toot your own horn anymore?
All right. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and wrap up with my thoughts here. It's actually, looking at the list, it's nice to see that there was a lot of, shall we say, competition at the movie theater for, folks to go check things out. That's great. But there really wasn't any serious competition, I don't think, that was new coming up against Mandalorian and Grogu. You guys keep me
Hey, Derek,
honest.
real quick, let me
Yeah.
point this out before you continue, because you're
Please
talking
do.
about the competition. Last year actually set a record with Lilo and Stitch. This was actually down from last year, and I wanted to point that out as well, that even though the box office as a whole this year is up, the weekend itself was down, and I think that goes back to what you were saying, not really a whole lot of competition.
Yep. By the way, Dixie, here we go. Let's. No, not that. This one.
I like ouch. Wow. Good Lord.
People are looking for fights tonight. I'm telling you, that's enough.
They are.
Anyway,
This will be fun.
okay.
Hey, Z, how you doing?
Hey.
You
All
my
right.
boy.
So anyway, with regards to the fact that Mandalorian and Grogu was the only thing I think coming out this weekend, I don't think there was really anything else.
Well, no, there was that film, this film, I Love Boosters and Passenger. Those also came out this week, but they finished at 6 and at 8 respectively.
Well, okay, fine, but
But
My
nothing
point-
worthwhile. That's the thing.
exactly. My point being is that Mandalorian should have won based on
Yeah.
what was out. So that's the obvious one. I do like the fact that Obsession is moving up in the ranks. I have a text from Bob still when he went to finish that movie. I didn't even know what he saw. I don't even know what happened to him. And his exact line was, "What the hell did I just watch?" I'm not kidding. Bob sent that to me. And I'm like, "Is everything okay? What is going on with you?" and then he calls me. He goes, "I just watched Obsession. It's crazy." Okay, very good. And so I'm glad Bob found his way to his phone to call me just to talk about what exactly he had witnessed in that theater, because apparently it's nuts, which is probably what a lot of people are saying about it. So it's getting the upswing in terms of the lip service, which is great. Michael is Michael. Devil Wears Prada 2. Of course, there's going to be an audience for that. Sheep Detectives is interesting. My son saw that for a birthday party with a bunch of his friends, and he really, really liked it. So that's kind of a little engine that could come along here out of all this. I would like to see it just because there's been a lot of thumbs up about it and a lot of praise. So I'm not against that. Other than that, it's pretty much the thoughts I got. So, all right, number 1. More on that later.
All
A
right.
lot more.
Let me go ahead then and get to the next piece of news.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some news about Tom Hardy and him getting fired supposedly off of Mobland. And for those who have seen Mobland, I mean, he's essentially the star of the show. I mean, without him, I don't think you have much of a show. The whole point of it is he's there to kind of fix things for a crime family behind the scenes. And without him there, I just don't think you have much of a show. And there have been little things that have come out, supposedly that he was late on set, that he had made Helen Mirren upset, that he had somewhat of an attitude. But I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird to me. And I thought this was pretty big news because Mobland was a very well-received show.
That's only fair, Gary.
Did you watch the show, Bob?
What's that?
Did you watch Mobland?
Oh, heck yeah. I thought Mobland was really, really good. I Lily saw it too.
Yeah, I was watching it too.
Are you guys going to protest that if he...
I'm going to get out the protest.
We're going to gather up our forces already. We're ready.
No, but do you have any interest in to continue watching it if he's not on it?
Honestly, probably not. Like Bob said,
Okay.
that the whole reason is kind of the show revolves around his character because, I mean, you get the main story, but it's really him that's kind of driving everything else. So I'm not sure how they would do it if they just like kill him off and try to bring somebody else in to kind of replace him. What I don't understand is what actually happened that led to his firing, because I was talking to Bob about this earlier, that it was, I guess, I don't know, people saying that he was showing up late and like Helen Mirren complained about something, but I'm like, really, after this long, like anything I've ever kind of read about Tom Hardy, like his work ethic or whatever, no one's ever said anything like that about him before. So that's kind of strange to me that this would be the reason why he would be fired. Like that's so weird to me. It doesn't make sense.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it would be tough for me to watch this show. I don't even if they recasted, I don't know if I'd want to watch it.
Right.
Because he like there are certain characters I think you can get away with recasting in other shows. But it's usually a side character. When you're recasting the lead, that's a whole different ball game there.
Makes no sense.
And again, he is the driving force behind the show. Yes, you have Pierce Brosnan, you got Helen Mirren. I mean, you got a pretty good cast for the show. I thought the storyline was really good in season 1, but not having Tom Hardy there, I just don't see how this thing survives past a season 2, unless the plan was for them to not have a season 3 to begin with and just end with season 2, and maybe they're blowing this out of proportion.
But didn't House of Cards struggle, caveat? I thought when what's his name, Kevin Spacey, got fired, they didn't last too long, did they?
They lasted, what was it, 1 season?
Maybe. So yeah, no one really I don't think they lasted long. It's very difficult to deal with that. When you fire, like Bob said, when you fire your main guy and then bring somebody else in, I don't know how you
see he's joking about that, so.
Oh, got it.
So yeah, there's his point right there. That it doesn't really make it not with the series lead.
Yeah, no, definitely can't work. It can work for other ones. Do you agree, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay, first of all, not only are you trying to replace a main character, but you're trying to replace. Okay, that needs to be shown. Hold on.
There you go, Josh.
Thank you. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome from what I heard.
Yeah, okay, and there's another sad note about what you're about to present tonight. So thank you for nothing. Anyway, let's move on to the fact that we're talking about. Not only are you replacing a main character on the show, you're telling me that you're going to replace Tom Hardy? Good luck, dude. I don't know how you're going to pull that off. Unless you get as big of a name as him in order to replace that role. Even then, that's rolling dice. It's not the same thing. So once he leaves, I think the show's over. Unless they take the show an entirely different route, make a new story out of it, try to change the format of it, then that would. And then this is so important. The piece of information that Dixie is sharing here. Never do that. Never do that. Josh is clearly paying attention. He would have had something to say about it if he was paying attention.
I already saw it. I ignored it.
Okay, fine. Anyway, all right. So yeah, I don't see exactly how you're going to be able to pull this off without Tom Hardy. It's sad. If it was that good of a show, Bob, then now it's kind of like you throw, and Lily, I'm sorry, but if you throw your arms up in the air, like, I don't know what happens now. You're not going to have any interest in it, right? This is pretty much it.
Right. Yeah. I just don't see this making it past it. And again, especially given what his role is on the show, I just can't see another actor coming in and pulling off what he does with this show. I just can't.
No, me neither.
It's like in Andor, they had Benjamin Bratt come in and play Jimmy Smith's character because he couldn't make it. But that was like what Bob said. It's a side character. It's not your main character. If somebody had, replaced Diego Luna in there, then it would have been weird. So same with this. Like, how do you continue a show with without Tom Hardy when he's your main character?
Yeah, but even with the Jimmy Smits thing on Andor, that's completely different also, because we're talking about a show that's a prequel to a franchise, and Jimmy Smits is a lot older now. So for him to come back and play that character, it's not necessarily going to work out. So even if you could have gotten him, I don't know what the situation was why he couldn't be there, but even if he could, I don't know if he could have pulled it off just due to his age. He's much older now.
This feels like they're trying to replace Dexter. Like, you can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Or like Kiefer Sutherland on 24, you could never do that. Like,
they tried that with 24 Legacy, and that bombed.
Yeah, exactly.
It tried and failed.
Yeah, I mean, that was terrible.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Mice are coming in hot.
Yeah, no.
Please, God, do not do that.
Don't give them idea.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Lily's probably right. We probably did give him an idea. Shame on us. All right, we got to knock that off. All right, well, good luck, Mobland, with whatever it is you're about to do.
I just want to know all the drama. I want to know, like,
I do too.
The scoops.
It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a little deep dive, see if I can find anything on what.
It'll come out soon enough, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Stuff like this doesn't hide. Yeah. Anyway, all right. That it for the news, folks?
That's it.
All right. By the way, Gary has another thought here. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, Gary. It's hard to know with Netflix. Kind of a coin toss. All right. Well, with that, why don't we move on to the next segment?
Honey, did you put hubcaps on the lawnmower?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I don't know.
All right. We have circled back to Leave It to the Men. Now, this is a segment where we look at something that a man came up with, and it's either going to be incredibly smart or incredibly stupid. Now, men have to go shopping, but we don't like to try things on. But how are you going to know whether it looks good on you or not? So this guy, I think, had a genius idea here.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I could see myself doing that and just and avoid having to try it on or anything.
Yeah. Are you kidding?
Absolutely. I would do something like that.
God.
I am not a fan of trying stuff on in the dressing room. I'd rather just take it home and try it on.
So that is another edition of Leave It to the Men. And what do you guys say? Smart idea or stupid idea?
I think it's smart. Lily, what do you think? I'm curious what Lily has to think about this.
I saw this video and I couldn't stop laughing because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many men in my life that come to mind. like my brother, my dad, my nephews that would probably do something like this and be like, yeah, it looks good, whatever.
There you go.
And I mean, if you think about it, a lot of different places, like for shopping now, they'll let you like upload a picture of yourself anyway, and then they let you do basically this.
It's so AI. Like, so crazy.
Easier. So I saw it, and even I was like, maybe I should start doing that. It's funny.
Actually, Walter has a very good point here.
Oh my gosh, Walter. Like I doubt anybody on this panel has any issue looking weird in public.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. That's it.
You know, I don't think it's a bad idea, except he's going through going.
Yes, the noise. The noise is weird. The noise.
Still okay.
There's a picture of Dixie in there. It's Dixie doing this.
All right, Derek, what do you think? Smart or smart idea or stupid?
I'd do it. Who am I kidding? I'd absolutely do that. And I'd be fine with it, probably. My wife would not be happy at all with me. But I'd be fine with it. It would just be the punishment that I would receive upon arriving at home.
Notice how we're answering this question. Smart or stupid? We're all saying, yeah, I'd do it. We're not saying whether it was smart or not.
No. It's probably and maybe that's the problem, is that we all think it actually seems completely reasonable.
Yeah.
When it is probably not at all. And we should not even be okaying this in any shape, size, or form. But we are. So, you know what? We think it's fine, but folks, don't take our word for it. I think it's the bottom line here.
Yeah. I think it's a stupid idea, but I would do it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Hold on. Let's see. Do it for someone else, not yourself. Let's see how brave you are at that. All right. That's anyway, that was Leave It to the Men. And again, proving we can be either really smart or really dumb in any situation. But with that, why don't we move on to the next topic, Bob?
I will argue before we move on here,
Please.
though, is that it's not a stupid idea if it makes your life easier.
There you go.
Sometimes it goes a long way, doesn't it?
Sometimes I argue that some people say that like taking shortcuts is kind of lazy, and I'm like, is it really lazy, or is that actually smart in a really dumb way?
What you can do, Lily, is just say, then don't do the shortcut. Do it. Work hard. That's really what you.
I know. Like he just saved himself like 20 minutes in the dressing room trying on a bunch of clothes. So
I've known Bob long enough. I could see Bob doing that. Walking, being like, hey, watch this.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't do it as opposed to not trying it on. It would at least let me know whether it looked good on me, and then I would try it on after that.
Well, you have a good point. The question is, did he do it just so he wouldn't have to try clothes on? Or what you just suggested, taking a look just to see what it would look like.
We'll never know.
Before he tries it on.
Well, then, see, now Doge brings up another point, too. Who's changing in dressing rooms these days? Everybody's doing the online shopping.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. On to the next one. We good, folks?
Let's do it.
Bob, take it away.
That was fast.
Bob couldn't make it a full-fledged trailer. That would have taken way too long. So we appreciate him for just showing the list to start up there. That may have been somebody's top 5, just putting that list up. Okay. So we may have broken Lily's brain again trying to do this exercise, because I feel like every time we ask Lily to do a top 5, she's like, I can't think. I don't know.
Yes, Gary, I am too.
I'm like, I don't know.
You see that, Derek? Look at Gary's number 2.
Yeah, so
right here, I am all fantasy. That's right.
Josh is a fantasy character.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah, he's your favorite fantasy character.
And I love it. I am.
Why is he your number 2 though? He should be your number 1, and then Luke should be number 2.
Lily's number 1 is Austin Butler. Lily's number 2 is Austin Butler. Lily's number 3.
Well, that's a real life actor. The characters that he played. No, that might be different.
He's real.
He's real.
That's right.
My
because he's Lily's fantasy, that doesn't mean he's not real.
That's a good point. That's absolutely right.
Imagine if we could get him on the show and not tell
There you
Lily.
go, Gary.
Oh, of course we would tell Lily.
Yeah,
No, we would wait for her to
Absolutely.
come on. We would wait for her to come on. Oh my God, could you imagine that?
then he'd hear that Josh is making a State of the Union on Star Wars and then bail real fast.
No, love it. Everyone's gonna love hysteric.
No, stop. Anyway, let's move on to.
Yes, please. Before Josh
I don't
sidetracks us.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to start though.
This is a
I'm
safe
in
space,
shambles
Lily.
right now. I'm in shambles right now.
I have a name, Michael Moose. Good Lord.
All right. Do you want to go first, Lily? You need some time. It's okay to
No,
compile thoughts.
I
Okay.
need some time because I'm gonna cheat this list a little bit. So.
I'll go.
Let's let Lily cheat. Bob, why don't you kick us off with some honorable?
All right. So for my honorable mentions, I got 2 here. My first one is Connor McLeod, the Highlander.
Aha!
Really?
I think, a sword wielder, an immortal, who wins the gathering and wins the prize. In the original Highlander movie, yes, they screwed up the continuity with everything else that came afterwards. But Christopher Lambert, a Frenchman playing a Scotsman who doesn't speak any English at all. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. But it's a cult classic, and the Highlander, he is my my first honorable mention, and my second is going to be Mad Mardigan from Willow. Val Kilmer in this role is awesome. I love Mad Mardigan. Again, he is another sword wielder, as he says, the greatest swordsman who ever lived. I think he is. He's funny in the movie, but once you put the sword in his hand and you got the Willow theme playing in the background, and you see him fight for the first time with the sword, he's just awesome. I love Mad Mardigan. So those are my 2 honorable mentions: Connor McLeod, the Highlander, and Mad Mardigan.
That's fun stuff. Good choices. Uh-oh. Because hold on. I need to show that one. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here.
Oh
Here we go.
God.
Wow, I'm having some late.
Oh my gosh, Gary.
All right. Hold on, folks. I'm having a little bit of latency issues here. I'm trying to work out some technical stuff on my side. Bob, go ahead.
While you're working that out,
Sorry.
Josh, why don't you go ahead and give your honorable mention?
All right.
Yeah, Josh, go for it.
Number 7, Harry Potter. I think he was a great character and, led a franchise and, had a great character arc. Number 6, Ellen Ripley.
Okay.
I really loved Sigourney Weaver in Alien and Aliens, and she really, during a time where you didn't have many, badass women, she was amazing. And I think what she was able to do for that franchise was just, it was almost like a stepping stone for other females, in my opinion. Those are
we get into the debate as to whether that's sci-fi versus fantasy.
Oh God, really? We're gonna deal with all this?
No, that's a good question, because I was about to say the same thing. Because I didn't include. No, hold on, because I didn't include Ellen Ripley for that reason. But I could understand why somebody would want to put, a sci-fi character into the fantasy genre. So I get it. Hey, Jeremy Allen. Hey, Joe. How you guys doing?
Jeremy.
Great to have you guys with us tonight. But yeah, I can understand why somebody would put that on there. But that's why I didn't include her on there.
Great. Well then. There goes my list.
No, you include what you want on your list. If you consider them fantasy, do it.
But what's really funny though is that I want to consider them fantasy, so I include them in this list. But then when we did our fantasy list, I didn't include Star Wars.
You didn't include them. I know. It's very difficult.
So I'm breaking my own rules. I'm just rewriting them as we go.
That's fair. That's okay. We don't mind.
Oh man.
All right. What do you got, Lily?
What do you got?
She's struggling on this one.
He's really having a tough time.
That's
I
fair.
don't know. I don't know if Derek wants to go.
I'll go. You want me to go? That's fine. I'll
At
go.
least your honorable mention.
Yeah, sure. All right. So my honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with. I think this one's fair. I am gonna go with Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride as an honorable mention.
Oh yeah.
You know, he almost
Yeah,
made
I
my
think
list
that's
after we did our rewatch of that.
I want my father back, you son of a. Oh God, it's so good. I can't help it. It's so great. And my number 6, it's very specific. Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
All right.
It's so random. It's awesome. It's like, you know,
Why? That's absolutely applicable, Josh. It's totally fine.
no, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not fine. It's random. Like, you don't think of it. It's good. I love Gene Wilder and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
All right, so hold on. I made number
Real
5.
quick, I think we can all agree that the grandfather is the worst character in that movie because he's just sitting there, just mooching off of everything. And as soon as Charlie gets a golden ticket, he jumps out of bed and starts dancing around. I'm gonna go get some chocolate.
Oh, and by the way, a caveat does have his choice in terms of best fantasy character, and that's Crocodile.
Hey,
Fair. Fair. All right. So what I love about Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka is the fact that he is so sarcastic and just throws it back at everybody any chance he gets. He's like, no, let's get out of here. Let's go the other way. Oh no, you can't go. You can't go that way. You can't go backward. You got to go forward to go backward. So come on. And it starts off there. Where's she going after Willy Wonka shoots her down the chute, Veruca Salt? And she was a bad egg. Wait, where is she going? Asks the father. Where all the bad eggs go, the furnace. The furnace. But, yeah, no, don't worry though. The furnace only goes on twice a week. It should be on what's that? Tuesdays? Today is Tuesday. Oh, right. Okay. It just doesn't care.
So freaking casual about murdering children.
I know you got Mike TV. He runs over to the television thing and he's like, "Stop! Don't come back."
Yeah. Augustus is drowning in your chocolate. Help him. Help someone. He's way more concerned about his chocolate getting tampered with, which I love. Just great stuff.
Freaking Violet, she's blowing up like a blueberry, and he's just like, "I told you I hadn't got it right."
That's the worst thing Dixie's ever said. I'm number 5 on Dixie's list. Thank you, Dixie.
I mean,
Put that up
oh
there.
my gosh, Dixie. I mean, to be fair, he did give them a big old contract to sign, but nobody read the fine print. So
Look at that, right there. People love me.
Anyway.
People just love me. They're gonna love me.
Josh, they're gonna all start leaving you off their list now. Shut up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Lily, are you okay?
Yeah, let's hear it, Lily. Come on.
I'm still in shambles, but I will do my best. All right, so
what you got?
Honorable mentions, just because they stuck out with me when I was a little kid. I'm gonna say the Goblin King from holy heck, it just like disappeared out of my head. Oh my gosh. From Labyrinth, sorry, jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna say he's one of my honorable mentions just because when I was a kid, I saw that movie and I was like, what the heck? This is crazy. And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, he's kind of the same way as like Willy Wonka. He doesn't care what happens to any of these people. He's just like Hoggle is trying to help Sarah through the and stuff, and he like punishes him for it, and like he's just crazy. Like my list is mainly like villains or villain adjacent. So
no, that's cool though, because
a lot about me. So
some of the best fantasy characters are villains.
So this year I'm gonna like break my own little fantasy rule, and I brought in some sci-fi characters, sci-fi fantasy. So I put this one in honorable mentions just because he's not in the movie for long enough for me to justify putting him on the like main list. But yes, Josh was right. I did have Austin on my list, but it's him as
Right. Yes.
it's him as Fade Rada in Dune Part 2. So
Of course.
of course, this is he's an excellent villain. I thought he did so much better than the book even characterized him. I was not expecting anything that he did. Like he went full on crazy. He was like growling and
Go and put Joseph on there too. That was a nice thing. That you told me.
I'm not doing that.
You are rude, Derek. Good Lord.
You know,
Here,
Lily, back to your Fade Rotham thing, Josh, because we're planning to do a rewatch for Dune 3. We want to do Dune 1 and 2 prior to us watching Dune 3. So yeah, you'll understand what she means by a great character. Yeah. I would not blame you for putting it on the list. That performance by Austin Butler in that role is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is that I'm not even going to tell you how long he's actually in the movie because he stole, in my opinion, the entire movie. And he's
absolutely
really, really great actors. Like that was his movie. And they're really stupid. They should have actually put him in the movie much longer than they actually did.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I'll save it for Dune.
All right.
Cool. For Dune. All right. Well, good work, Lily. Glad we didn't strain your mind too bad. But then again,
it took Lily about 30 minutes to decide, and then she got some really good ones.
You know, Lily, how in the cartoons you can see the smoke coming out, you know, in the thinking. We almost saw the smoke coming out on that one.
That's me, because I had to like break my own rule of not bringing in any sci-fi characters, and I'm like,
yeah. Well, all right, to the actual meat and potatoes here. Now we get to the list. Lily, you want me to keep you? You want me to keep you in the parking lot? You got your list?
I think I have my list already.
Okay, you want to take it away?
Okay, so I completely cheated this list, and it's not going to be 5. I'm just letting you guys know.
Fair
so
enough.
At number 5, I do have Samwise Gamgee.
Okay.
I love Sam. I know there's a lot of really great characters in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And if I had to really think about it and pick, it would probably be the majority of characters from there. But I'm trying to be fair. So Samwise Gamgee. I love him just because everybody kind of thinks that Frodo's like the hero here. But to me, it's always been Sam. If it wasn't for Sam, I don't think Frodo would have actually accomplished anything because we saw how that ended. And Sam is kind of the one that's pushing him through the whole thing. And he's kind of the one that's keeping it together. And I just love his little speech that he gives that there's always going to be a little bit of hope in the world, even though everything is in darkness. So that always makes me cry. I don't care how many times I see it. It makes me emotional. So I love me some Sam. Number 4. So this one is also a Dune character. And this one is kind of like little bit morally gray. He's not a hero, but he's not a villain either, but it just depends on how you look at it. So Paul Atreides. I love Paul. He's amazing. I know that I probably shouldn't be cheering for him because he's starting a war and he does some crazy things in the books and in the movie. But to me, it's probably more Timothée Chalamet than anything else. I think he gave a great performance as Paul Atreides. Like just from seeing him in part 1 to part 2 and the transformation that he goes through, like it gives me chills every single time too when he gives his speech in front of everybody. Like it's so freaking good. Like I love it. So my number 3. I had to put Daenerys Targaryen on here, even though I don't like what they did with her at the end. I wish that she would have had a much better ending, but I thought that she started out great. She had some really great moments throughout the TV show, and I guess I could say that maybe I could cheat here a little bit and say Daenerys Targaryen, but I also liked Cersei Lannister just because she was kind of the flip side of that. And she did a great job too, because she's a great villain. Like, she just does not care about anybody. She just serves herself. So I thought those were two great characters they had in Game of Thrones that they absolutely just messed up their stories and their endings, but started off strong. I love them. And then my number 2, I had to go with Princess Leia. I love Leia.
Old school.
I love Leia. She's amazing. So I've already said it like a million times before that she stayed with me when I was a little girl because, of course, she's a princess, but she's also a badass. It doesn't mean that you have to be like quiet or just be good all the time when you're a princess. You can also pick up a blaster and start shooting everybody too. So
there we go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's cool.
Leia. I love that she's sarcastic and that she's got like a crazy personality and that she kind of like challenges Han all the time. And I just love her. And then, of course, my number 1, I had to cheat this one too. My number 1 is Darth Vader, of course, and Anakin Skywalker. So they are my number 1s. I'm pretty sure you guys already know Darth Vader is probably my favorite character of all time. He's my favorite villain, my favorite character, everything. He also stayed with me when I was a little girl. I saw him, and for some reason, instead of being scared, I was like, "Whoa, that guy's cool." I want to grow up just like him, not understanding that he was a villain.
I honestly think that a lot of kids, like when I was growing up, I thought Darth Vader was the baddest dude ever.
Yeah,
I thought he was super
He
cool.
looks so cool. Yes. And then I think what like pushed him beyond too is I always include Anakin on there too, because I kind of see them as two separate people, even though they're the same person. It's just because Anakin is also a really great character if you just kind of go back and look at him and how he went from becoming Darth Vader and everything that he kind of went through. Thank you, Carrie. And I just love him. I have a lot of sympathy for Anakin, not necessarily justifying the actions that, that he, did and all the war crimes that he committed. But I sympathize with him. And I think that it's very sad that he was never really a free person. He was just kind of enslaved by everybody that he came in contact with. So, yeah, he's my favorite.
Right.
I actually have my
It's a
little
good list.
Great list.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a good one. That's a
little-
great mug. Yeah, that's a keeper. All right. Okay, Bob, why don't we move on to you next for your top 5, please?
All right, my number 5 is Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia. I think Aslan is a solid character. He's not the main character, but a lot of the story revolves around him and his presence because they need his presence in order to accomplish whatever it is they've got to accomplish. Also, Liam Neeson voicing Aslan, I think, is perfect. As this majestic lion. And then, of course, there's the Christ imagery there that is very recognizable to an audience and something that they can relate to. So I'm putting Aslan at my number 5. My number 4 is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. Again, I think he's the perfect villain. And seeing the arc that he goes on from the innocent child into who he becomes, but ultimately having a redemption story. And it wasn't done in a cheesy way, his redemption. It was done in a very powerful way. Like when that moment that he makes the decision to throw the Emperor over, I get chills at that. And you hear the theme, the music going during that moment, and the Emperor's just screaming. I think it's awesome. My number 3 is Jack Sparrow. I think Johnny Depp is absolutely great as Jack Sparrow. He's one of a kind in that role. Those movies are not good if you don't have Johnny Depp's performance as Jack Sparrow. He's what makes those movies, and he is a fun character. My number 2 is Samwise Gamgee. I think Samwise is awesome. And this goes back to what Lily said. I think in a lot of ways, Samwise is the hero of the story because without him, Frodo doesn't get there. In fact, Frodo even mentions in the Two Towers saying, I wouldn't have got this far if it wasn't for you. And The scene where he's taking him up the mountain. I mean, he's literally carrying him up the mountain. Yeah, that scene where he's like, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you, and puts him over his shoulder. I mean, it's awesome. And of course, you've got that powerful score from the Lord of the Rings during that scene. So Samwise Gamgee, he's my number 2. And my all-time favorite fantasy character is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think he's a solid character. I love the fact that he's a wise Jedi, but he's a flawed character. Some of his mistakes are why Anakin ends up the way that he is. He's not very mindful of what's going on around Anakin. He kind of looks the other way because he trusts Anakin. Like at first, he looks at Anakin like a little brother, when in reality, Anakin saw him as more like a father early on. He needed to be more like a father figure to him instead of like a big brother. And that influences a lot of the way Anakin turns out. And then ultimately he becomes more friends with Anakin. And as a result, he overlooks a lot of the things that's going on around Anakin. And that ultimately leads to his downfall. But you see Obi-Wan willing to take those steps that he needs to do to order to try to rectify that mistake by taking care of Luke and not, shunning his child or Anakin's child. He actually takes him to where he can keep an eye on him and mentor him. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is my all-time favorite fantasy character.
An incredible tragedy story is Obi-Wan, really, at the end of the day. Very powerful stuff. All right, Josh, to you.
My number 5, I put Gandalf from Lord of the Rings because even though I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, Bob can, attest to that. I felt like he needed to be on this list because he played such a big role in that franchise. My number 4, I've got the Terminator. I think he is like the coolest character, and what Arnold did with him, especially with the first 2. Was the third one Rise of the Machines? And the others, but the first 2, I mean, I remember even seeing the second one was my favorite. The second one was awesome. Bob and I watched the first one a couple times.
It better be everybody's favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say, come on, man.
The second one, well, yeah, it's got to be.
So you like good Terminator rather than bad Terminator?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. My number 3 is Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. Just an amazing presence to this day when you watch A New Hope and he comes through that door and there's no one like him. It's amazing the tragedy where you saw him in the prequels and, he loved Padme so much, but he ends up like power overtakes him. And for that split second, he forgets about the love he has for her because that power takes over his brain and he chokes her. And, she dies of a broken heart.
Welcome to the show, Justin. Thank you.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
And so I really think that what he's done in the way George Lucas, wrote the entire character and, for him to, not be resurrected, but you've got, like they say, the Return of the Jedi, that he was able to take down the Emperor and be the chosen one. I just read a thing where they said that he was not the original villain. Great list of favorite side. Josh, what are your favorite characters? Sorry, what? This is what I am. There is no, okay. My number 2 is He-Man. Have always loved He-Man. There, Jeremy, that's a fantasy character. And I can't wait for the movie to come out in a couple weeks, even though we're not covering it on here. And then
awesome, Chelsea.
And then my number 1 of all time, Luke Skywalker. I love Luke Skywalker. The guy is the most powerful Jedi. You'll hear some stuff about him a little later, but that's my number 1.
All right.
All right. So, yeah. Okay. I guess leaves it to me. All right. Number 5 is completely personal choice. And yes, this one is off the beaten path completely. But my number 5 is Puss in Boots. I mean, I love him, man. Come on, he's great. What's not to love?
That is funny. That is so random. His solo movie was very funny.
No, his last one was great.
Yeah,
his last one was absolutely fantastic.
I agree. It was very good.
Yeah, I liked that last one.
Yeah.
And there's just something very. He acts like he's so invincible all the time, and really like when the final one is just like, no, like you're at the end of the line here, dude. And he's like, I am. Like just won't accept it, which is why I love in the latest Puss in Boots film, that white wolf is a work of art character. That is
good.
So good.
I love how he kept dying in it, like the 9 lives, for Puss in Boots.
What's also great about Puss in Boots is somehow he just kind of becomes a part of the Shrek gang. You're not really sure how. He just
it's obvious how.
Yeah.
That's how.
Eyes, man. That's what
it's
does
the
it
eyes.
Yep. All right. So that's my number 5. My number 4. I mean, we're talking a lot of Lord of the Rings here, but I did not hear any mention of Gollum.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. That's a huge reason why the Twin Towers was as big as it was. Thank you very much. It's because people wanted to see what Gollum was going to look like. You can't tell me they didn't want to.
Yes, right? That was very good.
Now, don't get it twisted. The Two Towers is a work of art just on its own. But that was a huge reason because people wanted to hear that sewagey little voice he had and just a maniacal, sick, what's the word? Schizophrenic, right? That's the word. Dual personality. And yes, Chelsea, I did pick Gollum. I sure did. Number 4. Okay?
We wouldn't expect less from you, Derek.
Thank you. All right.
Gollum was good though.
And then Jeremy Allen agrees. Thank you very much.
No, you know what? Andy Serkis's performance is fantastic in that. It really is
incredible. Yeah,
it put him on the map in a way.
It did.
It was like it was really because what had Andy Serkis done before that? I can't think of what had he done. Anyone know?
I can't think off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I think Andy Serkis did a lot of stuff, within England itself. But this was his first major breakout performance in the U.S. This was it for him. And if you watch him do voiceover work, it is incredible how good he is. And we're lucky to have Mr. Serkis, if you ask me. All right, hold on. So we've got
put that question by Starfall up real quick.
Yeah, heck yeah. It's my kind of thing. Do you and your friends think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Revan? And if you've watched Maul Shadow Lord, do you think that the pink Twilight Devon will become Darth Talon? Yes.
It's real possible about her being Darth Talon. And as far as the show itself, Maul was very good. I liked it. That's one I will give Star Wars from their newer stuff. And Keanu Reeves, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
By the way, here it's Echo Base. It's Great People's Football Camp.
I think they're going to Darth Talon for her. I really like her character in Shadow Lord. I thought they did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Derek.
By the way, it doesn't matter if Keanu would play that role well. He is Neo. He is the one. The end. Okay. Thank you very much. So number 3 is going to go to. I'm actually surprised that I'm going to have 2 of characters from this movie, but yes, number 3 is going to go to Wesley from The Princess Bride.
Okay.
Dread Pirate Roberts. Okay. He gets it. Yep.
Excellent.
Here we go, and Chelsea throwing it out there, and he did put in that much work. So thank you for reminding us of that, Chelsea. Greatly appreciated. Freezing cold water? Dear God. Ugh, no thank you. So Wesley is, in my opinion, a perfect hero. He's sarcastic but genuine. His dynamic with both Andre the Giant and Mandy Patinkin with the trio of hoodlums where he can't even walk or move at all. It is some of the funniest stuff you can watch, just watching the 3 of them pull off the heists that they do.
Have you heard him talk about his time with Andre on the movie set?
Yes.
How he basically was they went for dinner and he takes his wallet out, and Andre slams his hand on the table and no, I pay.
You gonna argue with him?
Yeah, no kidding.
Not at all.
No. Go ahead, Mr. Giant. Anyway, Jeremy, thank you so much. That's absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Really appreciate that. Okay, my number 2 is Professor Snape.
You know, he almost made my list. He
Yeah.
just finished outside of my honorable mentions.
He is, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it just for lack of a better term, most of the movie, he is, let's face it, a dick. Pretty much all the way through. But he does it so British. It's so English.
That's a good point.
Mr. Potter. Like, just that his voice is incredible. Alan Rickman killed him, man. He really, really did. And it's fun watching the evolution of Snape, but just watching him pretty much torment Harry Potter for a good 7 of the 8 movies. It's great.
Yep.
It's great stuff. And I've always appreciated Alan Rickman, but I thought that was the home run for him.
Absolutely.
And number 1, and Josh, shame on you for putting him at number 5. Number tippy top is Gandalf. The end. Okay,
Wow.
Gandalf wins. Okay, Gandalf is the one. He was like an 80-something-year-old man challenging any orc to get in his face just so he could end them with his staff.
Yeah.
That was it. He was ready. He was ready to throw down. And always set people on the right path, always ready to do the right thing. He fought a fire demon on the way down a fiery hole. Grabbed the sword and everything. Come on, man. You got to love that. Gandalf, to me, I mean, granted, Samwise is an incredible character. Yes, not denying that. But Gandalf, to me, was kind of the guy that held the glue together just with, like, making sure that the journey took forth with the ring to get to the mountain while fighting everything else at the same time. And he's just my favorite. Big fan. So that
Absolutely. Good choice.
Yeah.
That is a good choice. He's so chaotic, and if you really think about it, he's the reason that everybody's in all of this thing.
Well,
and all of this mess, and I kind of love it, especially because
don't act like you haven't walked through a forest one time and found a stick and done "You shall not pass." Don't tell me you haven't.
Us.
Okay, everybody has. So, and Chelsea, thank you for listening, and thank you for your list, folks out there in the chat. Very good list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a good one.
And anyone who included me in your list, I'll be sending you $5.
oh my god!
Please
You're gonna
commit
have
to that, Josh. Absolutely commit to that.
Yeah.
Oh man, very good list, everyone. Very good.
Liar.
Waiting.
Speaking of the Princess Bride, Miracle Max's wife. Remember that one?
Derek's trying to talk and you're liar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right.
Speaking of the Princess Bride, I did put up a little bit of a hot take the other day because I did read the book, and the book was not a good book.
Yeah, I saw
Like a
that.
book?
I saw that you said that. Yeah, you said the movie was better.
Yeah. A lot of people actually agreed with me though. And see, this is what I'm talking about with like authors when they get a chance to bring their creations to life on the big screen, is that this book wasn't very good, but the same author wrote the screenplay and he kind of rewrote a couple of things and he actually improved on it, that it turned into an excellent movie that everybody loves right now. So yeah, I kind of side eye authors that take their own creations and mess them all up and turn it into a really bad movie, but he did not do that. The book wasn't that good. The book was actually it was a little bit boring, if I have to say. It's just that all of the sarcasm and all of the like parody kind of stuff and the satire and all of that doesn't work when you're reading. It really, really does not.
You need the camera for that.
Yeah, you need the camera. Like all of these characters really brought everybody to life, because where you're supposed to know that they're being sarcastic and they're not being like serious, in the book you're like, are they being serious? Like what's going on? So yeah.
You better get out of here before I call the Brute Squad. Or all the Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad.
Yeah, like
You
definitely
need a
all
camera for
made the movie. The book. Yeah.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. All right. With that, shall we move on to the next segment?
Let's do it.
Oh, God. All right.
Hold on. Can you be any more excited? Oh, God. All right. I'm sorry.
I loved it because when the intro was playing, I could see how mad you were.
That was funny.
You're like, all right. Oh, God. All right. Really? Really? Is my little thing, Derek, affecting you? Is it because you can't answer any of the questions?
Shut up!
Yeah, exactly. Shut up.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. All right. So our director for the evening, Jon Favreau, as we all know, director, actor. What was his job before he became an actor and comedian?
A chef. Just kidding.
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
I knew I wasn't gonna know, but just because he made that movie and and I believed it, I was like, he had to be a chef at some point.
I own that on DVD. I love that movie.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a janitor, Gary. I think you said that last week. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Walter.
Hey, Walter,
All right.
you squat. Lord.
I got no idea.
Chelsea's with me too.
Echo Base.
I'm going to say investments. I'm going to go with the chat on that one.
Well, you guys are right. He was an investment banker on Wall Street.
Wow.
You chat. Thank you.
Wow.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yep. Echo
And
Base.
And just for you, Josh.
You bunch of losers!
All right.
So how did
So
he
it's
like?
over. Huh?
How did he end up in movies then? If he was like on,
He had always wanted to be in. What was his? Was it Swingers? That was his first.
That was one of them for sure.
No.
Yeah, something like that.
He was on Friends too, as Monica's boyfriend, and that was.
That
but
was
I think
after. That was after Swingers.
Was it? Was Swingers
Yes.
what? 98? It came out.
Swingers is 97.
That's a movie we should watch on here too.
That's a great movie.
That
It's
is a
incredible.
great. Bob, have you seen Swingers?
I have, but it's been so long, man. I need a rewatch of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fun one.
Lily, have you seen it?
I have not seen it. No.
Okay, a very good
Oh,
movie.
you'd have fun. It's a good one.
All right.
It
Okay,
basically.
Garrett, my spot is over. You can go ahead and.
Oh, really? You want me to move on to next? Because this isn't going to be fun at all.
Do you even know how I feel about this movie? Or
I
are
know,
you
but you're still gonna hate what I
Shut
think.
up.
All right, let's do it. On to the
Shut
main
up,
event.
Just- Jesus, Bob just showed the whole movie.
Excellent
Good
trailer.
Lord.
Excellent.
I know
trailer.
that makes me want to see the movie again.
I know. Wait, hold on. Wait, you're telling me the Mandalorian has been Pedro Pascal this whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That's who's been underneath that helmet.
I don't think people really care about spoilers on this, but we probably should just go ahead and throw the spoiler warner.
You might as well
warning
do
out.
it now.
Warner.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think you can actually spoil this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is there to spoil, really, at the end of the day? All right. So, we have a guest, but if Josh wants to give his little what have
No,
you.
I'll go last. I will go last.
You're not going
No,
last
Josh,
at all.
go first
No,
because
Yeah.
you've been promoting this,
Now.
man.
You've
You
been
go.
promoting your State of the Union address or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, let's have it, Josh. Let's have it.
All right. So, I remember. Yes, you did. I'm going to wait till you get all this in, because I don't want to be interrupted.
Oh, you're going to be interrupted the entire time through. Don't
I
worry.
want everybody to- So, my love for Star Wars started in the 80s.
Oh,
I
God.
remember the first time I saw it, seeing C-3PO.
Okay, quiet now. We're done with this.
Hey, okay, you know what? This is my time. You shut up.
What's that? Huh? Mind your manners. Mind
Don't
your
do it.
manners. Mind your manners.
Anyway, I remember loving Star Wars. I remember going with someone here to see multiple movies together, and it was an event. We'd stand in line. Remember, Bob? It all started when I was born. Yes.
Yep.
And people were in their Jedi robes. They had lightsabers. We didn't do that, but we just waited in those long lines, and we sat down, and we were excited. Okay. I'm beginning to think I know Michael Moose, by the way. I think I know who that is.
Just keep going, Josh.
Get on with it.
Anyway, so, then Disney goes ahead, and I agree with Dixie on this, that they came in and they ruined Star Wars. We had Force Awakens, which was okay. And then I always remember Last Jedi. Bob and I were watching the trailer. We were excited. He went to go see it on a Friday night. And I remember walking outside and I get the phone call and I'm like, so how great was it? And he goes, I don't know. What? What do you mean? I don't know. Everything you thought was going to happen in this movie did not happen. And from there on, it was a downward spiral. And we had Rise of Skywalker, which was bad. And then they came out with The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons were awesome. And even Bob called me during the finale of the second season and said, you have got to go see it. You have got to watch it. You will be happy. I am happy. Even the ending after that, when they had Boba Fett come in and get back to Jabba's palace, everyone's like, okay, that's cool. And then we all saw what happened with Boba Fett. And then they did season 3 of The Mandalorian, which was crap. And all of a sudden, we were hoping and praying. I was messaging Lily that Kathleen Kennedy would be let go, that she would leave and we would start over. And I admit, I am a Dave Filoni fan. I love his animated shows. Okay? I like part of Ahsoka. I didn't hate it as much as Bob. Then when they announced that they were going to do a Mandalorian movie, I was excited. I'm like, okay, maybe this will be different. So on Friday night, got into my car, got off work early, went to the theater, watched it with my friend and his son. And as I'm watching it, and I hadn't talked to Bob, the only thing I saw was, yes, exactly, Gary, was I saw Blaine's post, was his review on Critic List, which was low. And I'm like, okay, I'm still going to go in with an open mind. First 5 minutes, I was like, this is awesome. Okay. It feels like Star Wars. Then all of a sudden something happened. They showed the credits right after that, which I thought was the weirdest thing, but I let it pass. Then they captured this Imperial officer who was wearing a suit, not an Imperial suit, but almost looked like, I don't know, just like a regular suit. It was weird. And they took him off and that was it. And then we had Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jabba the Hutt, and sitting there and being like, can I feed your friend? And to me, this movie dropped and it was not good. And as Bob said in his review, yes, Bob, I watched your review. It was like a side adventure for them. That was it. This movie should have been huge. I remember looking at my phone at 7:50. I started at 6:30. And they went into this whole Grogu thing with like for 20 minutes. and nothing happened. And then there were all these animals. And I get it, Lily. You went with your nephew. It's probably, it's your favorite. And I totally get it. I'm like that with movies with my daughter. So I totally get that. I just don't understand. You have a chance to really amaze the fan base and really go all out. There should have been a better storyline. It should have been focused more on the remnants of the Empire instead of this whole Hutt thing, which Bob has said they did in Clone Wars, and that wasn't good. They could have done the Hutt thing at the beginning and then changed to a bigger villain that we would see where even Luke would come in and it would get all the fans riled up and talking about it. And they did not do that. And I was very disappointed by it. I felt it was 4 episodes of The Mandalorian of filler. And it just drives me crazy when, and Favreau I like, and it's so funny. I started thinking, I'm like, he did the first Iron Man, was awesome. And then he goes and he does Iron Man 2, and it was okay. It's like he does one good thing and then brings us. Yes, I know this was the first Mandalorian movie, but him and Filoni should have gone all out with this, in my opinion, to get everybody in their seats and talking about it. Like, we should be wanting to go see it again. I don't want to see it again. I have no interest in seeing it again. Why should I? There's nothing happened. And yeah, even Gina Carano should have been in.
I feel like you just named the problem, Josh. I have to interrupt you because you just named the problem.
What's the problem?
Filoni.
Yeah.
Filoni's the problem.
That's it.
And I agree with you. Filoni is a animated director. Look what he did with Darth Maul was phenomenal. He can't do live action. I just watched the finale again last night of Andor and read an article about Gilroy who literally said, I am not a Star Wars fan. Yet that finale was awesome. And it went back to Star Wars.
Now, Josh, I want you to say it again about Filoni.
I am saying it. He is not the answer.
Because,
I am admitting it.
Okay. Because we got it on camera where you were so excited when he took over.
I was. And no, he was in a one of the shuttles. He was.
No, wasn't he wearing the hat? Yeah, he was.
Was he?
In one of the shots.
Yes. Yeah.
They could have gone all out with it. What they had done for season 2 finale should have been this. Could you imagine if that had happened? People would have gone crazy. They would have gone back to see it. But instead,
different time though, man.
I know, but instead we just got just a couple episodes of The Mandalorian. That's it. So anyway, that's what I think. It was not good. I'm sorry, Lily. Not happy with Filoni. I don't know. I saw Kennedy's name on there. Maybe this is it, and maybe it'll get better. I don't know. I'm not going to stop watching. I still watch, but this was not good. And like Bob has said and Derek has said, you need to throw it away, come back years later and start again. I want to see a Knights of the Old Republic movie.
Not from these people.
No, but it's all been bad. It's all been bad. It drives me crazy. I can't. I watched the original ones and that's it. They screwed it up. And your boy J.J. Abrams screwed it up. Kathleen Kennedy screwed it up. Filoni screwed it up. They've all screwed it up.
He ain't my boy, man. I just said that I think he's a good director. I think he's terrible when he writes his own stories. I told you that. He's like Zack Snyder as far as that goes. Decent director, terrible when he does his own stuff. You've been fighting for Filoni, man.
I was. Absolutely, because I saw what he's done in the past. But obviously, he could not create a live action.
I want to hear you say it. You were right, Bob. I want you to hear you say it.
It ended on there. The minute we watched Force Awakens and they couldn't get the big 3 together, it was done. We didn't see it because we were excited. The minute we saw Luke Skywalker for 5 seconds, it was done. And then the minute Bob called me and said to me, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? We've got Luke. No, nothing's going to happen.
All right.
That's my take.
I'm sorry. Was I supposed to be paying attention? You just went a 10 to 12 minute rant and just got to the bottom line of it sucked. That was
Oh
it.
man.
You want me to keep going?
No, I don't. I'm going to mute you if you do.
Yeah,
All right?
your head off.
Dear Lord. Okay. Fine. We know Josh's feelings. Lily, the floor is yours.
I don't know if you guys want to go because I think I'm the only one that actually kind of liked it. So
No, you are more than
No,
welcome.
I see what you're saying. You want to be able to come in and talk some of the arguments. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and go. So,
right.
when it comes to my feelings of The Mandalorian, you guys are in luck because I have actual footage of myself in the theater.
It's time.
It's the best picture ever. He only did it because I liked it.
That movie was boring. My God, that movie was boring. So, okay, let me start off with the positive. First off, I do like the fact that they got the story focused back on Mando and Grogu because season 3 really got off of that by focusing on some of the side characters. And Jeremy, we see that you got to go. Thanks for joining us, man. We do appreciate
Jeremy.
that.
Appreciate that.
But yes, so I like that they at least got the focus back because in season 3, they put the focus on Bo-Katan and she essentially became the Mandalorian. And a lot of people hated that. I think pretty much everybody here, we were all, oh, God. I mean, that was bad. So I'm glad that they got the focus back on these two and they took them on an adventure. Now, I do have some comments about the adventure, but the fact that we at least got back to the focus being on these two, I was happy about that. Also, I do like the fact that there were some decent action sequences. I thought early on, especially, the action was fairly good. I liked that opening sequence, actually. Yes. I was actually pretty good with that. And so there was some decent action there. So because of that, I'll give them some credit there. Also, I do like the fact that there was or that this is a family-friendly movie as far as that it's designed and geared towards families where you can all go together and enjoy it. And I think I even saw Favreau talking about that they wanted families to be able to come and see this and that it was going to be family type entertainment. So I got to give them credit for that they were trying to make something that had mass appeal. So I'm going to give them credit there. Now, where I had some real problems with the film is one, first off, this did not feel like an event to me. This felt more like a streaming episode or like 3 or 4 episodes kind of thrown together, or even a streaming movie. And because of that, it didn't feel like an event when I walked into the theater. Like Star Wars is a franchise that's known for putting butts into the seats. And this was not that. Like I was in a half empty theater. Now, to be fair, I saw people out there saying, there's absolutely no one in this theater. No, there were people in my theater, but it was only halfway full. And there was a time where it didn't matter how many showings you had. If you were on opening night of a Star Wars film, that thing was packed out. Yeah. It was an event. And so this didn't feel like an event to me. And like I said, it felt more like a few streaming episodes kind of thrown together. And I think the show would have been, or the movie would have been better served if they had actually made those into a season 4 and been part of a bigger story. Like you had let's say you had a bigger story and then they went on this little side quest in the middle of it and they kind of came back to the larger story. So I think that that's what would have been better served with this. As a feature film, I thought it really fell flat because it did not feel like an event. Also, I thought it was boring. I didn't think this was the best story that they could have put out on screen. There's about a 15 to 25 minute period. I can't say for sure because I wasn't timing it, because I was struggling to stay awake during that part where Grogu is just doing cute things through the entire time, where he's stealing fish and he's talking to a lizard and whatever it is that he's there. And it to me, that sequence got a little boring and just really dragged there. Also, I did say that I thought some of the action was pretty good, but I also thought that some of the action got very repetitive. And so it just felt like I had already seen it as it got further into the movie. So it kind of lost its luster to me. Now, the characters themselves, other than Mando and Grogu, I could have cared less about any of them. I didn't care about the X-Wing pilots. I didn't care about Rada the Hutt. I didn't spend my childhood wondering what Jabba the Hutt would have looked like if he had been pumping iron and gotten jacked and whatnot. And that's essentially what we saw with Rada the Hutt. I could have cared less about Rada. I could have cared less about the X-Wing pilots. The only two I cared about was Mando and Grogu. Those little Babu Frick creatures.
Oh, God.
You keep those out of Star Wars. They are so annoying. I can't stand them.
That whole fight scene.
So there's that.
Ragnarok again.
What's that?
That whole fight scene between Mondo and Jabba's son was like Thor Ragnarok. It felt just like Thor Ragnarok to me.
And then the final thing I want to throw is that I thought that the acting was pretty bad. Now, to be fair, I don't think the acting is good in the show. I think the acting is probably on par with the show, but where you're in a feature film, I don't want to feel like you're all phoning it in. It felt like everybody was just phoning in. The best actor in the movie is Grogu. I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I had a lot of problems with the movie. Now, I want to say that I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't walk out of there saying, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And I saw some people saying that this was worse than The Rise of Skywalker and worse than The Last Jedi. Are you kidding me? This wasn't that bad. Now, I gave it a pretty low score. I'm going to be honest. But I did not think it was that bad. It's not Rise of Skywalker terrible. To me, it was more of a disappointment that this is what they released after 7 years away from the big screen. That was my problem with it. And that's probably why I gave it such a low score, because again, this is a feature film, the first time back in 7 years, and that's what we got. I was pretty disappointed that that's what we got. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but I was really hoping for more. So that's what I thought. And again, when it came down to it, this movie was just boring.
It's time.
So there's my thoughts.
All right. Lily, you get the option here. You want to go or you want me to? Up to you.
You go ahead, Derek.
Are you so pissed right now?
All right. Everybody see that there? Everybody get a good glimpse at that? Okay. All right. Here's my State of the Union, okay? And believe me, everybody's going to want to come to mine. Oh, God. Lily, I appreciate the fact that you've got, the bond here with the nephew, and I appreciate the fact that this was, I think it was supposed to be an action movie for kids, probably at the end of the day. I think that's what this was supposed to be. Who knows what really this is supposed to be. But if we're trying to look at it in a positive light, that's how I would view it. Okay? It's supposed to be an action movie for kids. Having said that, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. Like, it just, you can't do this. This just, it's not working, and it's making my head hurt. I don't care if Josh is a huge Fart Loney fan or whatever his name is. Okay, no, none of this is going to work with him. It's just not. You have to stop this. You do. None of this is going to work out. And why don't we just stop and revamp? I think that's the best option for all of us here. And I want to keep this as kind as I possibly can. Lily can read my review and slaughter me. That's fine. I don't mind, Lily. I will not take it personally. You have every right over on Critic List. Feel free. But I will just leave it here with the fact that this really just, like, you had one part of story here, and that was at the beginning when they showed you a tweet. That's what it looked like, a tweet at the beginning where they told you what the story was. After that, who knows? So it's up for grabs. Thank goodness that UFC has entered the Star Wars realm, because Rada the Hutt apparently is looking for that. Now, I will give him this. His fight lasted longer than the Corona Rousey fight did. It went longer than 17 seconds. That.
Ouch.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice that combat sports have entered the equation here in the Star Wars world? I don't care about Rada the Hutt's family, daddy issues. I don't care. I think the fact that he has an aunt and uncle that want to kill him, it's just like, oh, great, what a family! Can't wait to see what things do. And then just the fact that the only way that they were really trying to make sure that people were paying attention here was doing this. You like this. You care about him. He's adorable. Love him. Which, okay, look at him. Yeah, he's cute.
I got to know, Derek, did you buy that specifically for this review?
No, I did not. No, I actually, my believe it or not, my son was a big fan of Baby Yoda at one point. So I get it. But
see, if you had, I would have been impressed, man.
I know.
That's dedication.
Buy it
Did
just
Dominic like the movie?
Huh?
Did Dominic like the movie?
He didn't go. Oh, and that's another point with this. When I told him that this was coming out, when I told him that this was coming out, I asked him, "Do you want to go see it?" And his exact look at me was, "I guess." I'm not really a big fan. Okay, well, I'm not going to dish out $16 if you're going to give me that answer. So, Derek is a poet. Thank you, Bob. It's just all right. I'm sorry. This may be the only compliment I get from Dixie, so I might as well just put up
He doesn't even compliment his wife.
And then Echo Base apparently wants to be a friend as well. You're welcome in my circle anytime. All right. So I hope that they do just stop this, and even if it was like a Kennedy send off, like you were saying, Bob.
Yeah. See, what I think is that this was a way for them to kind of send Kathleen Kennedy off with a win because her name was going to be attached to it, and all their other projects that they had listed and introduced never came to fruition. Like, where's that Rey movie that we kept being told was coming out? That never happened. So I think this was their way of saying, okay, we know she's retiring. Let's give her a win. What's popular right now? Mandalorian and Grogu. Let's make a movie. And so they threw it out there, hoping everybody would go and see it. And I think that was the hope. It'll be interesting because there has been some positive word of mouth and a lot of negative. It's very split depending on where you're looking. So I'd be interested to see what type of legs this has, especially when you've got Scary Movie, Masters of the Universe, and Disclosure Day all coming up.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I hope they listen to us here. But Lily, the floor is yours. Where do we get this wrong? Help us out.
Educate us, Lily.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to start by saying, because everybody already in the chat is like, oh my gosh, you like this? How could you like this? Okay, so let me just get one thing straight for everybody. Liking it and it being a good movie are not the same thing.
Fair.
Okay, fair enough.
Not the same thing, okay? Because there's plenty of movies that I find very entertaining that I like that are objectively not good movies. And this happens to be one of them. Most of my entertainment and my reason for liking this movie is probably because I did go with my family, and that was a big actual driving factor of what made it entertaining. But I'm also not delusional, and I will not sit here and tell you that it was the best movie that I saw and that it made any sense to me, because unfortunately it didn't, and it breaks my heart to say that. Because when they announced it, I was so happy. Like exactly.
I do too. Same. No different there.
When Mando and Grogu first came out, the TV show, I absolutely loved it. I know some people had a lot of issues with it. I just thought it was cute. I thought it was something that you could enjoy Star Wars without actually kind of messing with the main story of Star Wars. And I like that a lot of my friends who weren't necessarily Star Wars fans got into the TV show, and that's what kind of got them into Star Wars. So I thought it was just something kind of easy that you could watch, especially with like Grogu being in it. And of course, there was a lot of mystery surrounding him and everything. So that kind of hooked everybody. Of course, season 3, I agree with everybody else. Season 3 was terrible. I hated it. I wish it never existed. And I literally went into the theater and I was like, I swear, if they bring in Bo-Katan or some other female character, I'm going to start throwing hands in the parking lot, and I'm going to find my way into the into the movie theater, the screen, because not again.
I would have been pissed too, Lily, if she had walked out. Oh, I would have been pissed.
Oh yeah,
I knew
yes,
she
I would have
wouldn't
been.
either.
I was so angry. I was so angry during season 3 because they had such a good ending to season 2, and then they just fumbled the entire thing in season 3. So it was just, this movie was never going to do well from the beginning. And I kind of knew that. I mean, yes, it's making money. Yes, people are enjoying it. But it was never going to be something that was going to be an event. It wasn't going to be something that people were going to be, screaming on the rooftops that this was like the best thing ever, just because they messed it up from season 3. What they should have done is that, first of all, this movie is like 4 years too late.
Yeah.
Mando and Grogu is no longer popular anymore. If you would have done this 4 years ago, there was merch everywhere of the Mandalorian and Grogu. Now you go to any TV, any store, you can't find anything on them anymore. Like during Valentine's Day, there was always a bunch of stuff that they would put out for the Mandalorian and Grogu. This year, it went back to the original trilogy. Because Mando and Grogu, I don't think it's not making them money anymore. They pissed off a lot of fans during season 3. And it wasn't just, it wasn't just your hardcore fans that were gone already, because those fans that were already pissed off from season 1 and 2 and the state of Star Wars that exited a long time ago, they weren't in the fandom anymore. So they lost all of the fans that were still holding on in season 3. And I think I remember telling Bob this, because I was like, if this is what they did with it and they're going to continue season 4 with Bo-Katan and Mando and stuff, I'm not watching it anymore. Because the point of this,
you did tell me that.
Yeah, like the whole point of this whole thing was the Mandalorian. And then they messed it up with Boba Fett's TV show. That could have been amazing too. And to Tamora Morrison's point, he argued with them and told them that he knew that this wasn't what Boba Fett would have done. They butchered the characters, complete character assassination. They didn't care. So I'm going to blame Filoni and I'm going to blame Kathleen Kennedy. I don't care what anyone says. It's their fault. Jon Favreau has proven that he can write really, really good stories. And I believe that season 1 and 2 were mainly him. Yeah. But once Dave Filoni quietly actually became his boss, that's when everything started changing. And Dave Filoni is going to put all of his characters above everyone else's. And I even put that in my review. What the hell was Zeb doing in this movie? He was so useless.
No, he could have been so much better in this movie.
What the hell was he doing in this movie? He was useless. I don't know how much they paid Sigourney Weaver, but they could have saved a lot of money and just gotten whatever person to be the contact.
Ridiculous.
Honestly, the guy that came to talk to Cara Dune at the end of it, the X-Wing pilot, he should have been the contact. They already had him. Why did they need to bring in Sigourney Weaver? He was already a character we recognized from the TV show. Because Sigourney looked like she didn't want to be there.
Oh, God, no.
Even, like, I'm not an actress, and I think I could have done a better job than Sigourney.
Well, no, bringing it in. Yeah, she should have just, like, gone on screen and said, I'm here for the check. Like,
yeah.
It's almost like they're like, oh my God, we can get. She was in Aliens. Let's put her in Star Wars now. And
but it is sad though, because I like Pedro Pascal, I like Sigourney Weaver, I like Jon Favreau.
Yes,
but this just
made sense.
Like, frustrating.
They just didn't. I put it in my review too that this just did not have a. What the hell was the plot of this movie?
Yeah, exactly.
There was no plot. Like in order for you to have a successful movie, you need to have your characters that are solving some kind of problem. Yeah. But they solved the problem with Rhoda the Hutt almost immediately, and then the aunt and uncle like kidnapped him, and then they had to deal with that, and like it just did not have a plot. And I'm just like, what are they doing? What are they doing? I was so upset. I was really upset, and I was very disappointed. I was really sad because even like to Walter's point, yes, these are little side stories, but the seasons had better little side stories than this entire movie. And that's really sad. That's what made me sad about it, is that I know they can come up with better storylines. There were so many good little storylines that they did within the first 2 seasons. So I know they could have pulled something good here. And then you have the Huts. Like, how do you fumble it? How do you fumble Boba Fett and the Mandalorian with the Huts?
That is the exact moment when Dave Fartloni says, "Hold my beer."
Like, how do you do that? And that made me so mad, because I was like, really, you guys? Like, I know you can write. That's what pissed me off, is that I know they can write a good story, and this is what they gave us, and that's what pissed me off about this.
Oh, whoa, hold on now.
Yeah,
Dixie, you're too kind.
Dixie, for $5.
You know
drugs are bad. You need to keep them away from drugs. Disney Star Wars is the drugs in this case.
Yeah.
And now,
thanks for that, Dixie.
You know, it's interesting. Season 1, Lily, was so different. And, you know, they started because people were like, I remember it was when Disney Plus first came out. And they had where the Mandalorian came in, like it was his entrance. And you're like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. And you kind of started thinking of a Western in space, kind of like what George Lucas had originally envisioned. And then all of a sudden you brought in Grogu. And everyone's like, oh my God, what is, you know, and they had a good storyline. And even with my friend Omid, Dr. Pershing, there were some things going on. And they completely like pushed him away. Like they just forgot about his storyline. And then, like you said, it was such a difference between season 2 and 3. Like it was a drastic change.
You know, the problem, I think, is that there are so many blueprints for them that they could follow. First off, you have like the expanded universe. And of course, they got rid of pretty much all of that. But there's other examples of stuff out there where it's done right. So I just finished watching Firefly.
Yeah,
I finished the show, and then I watched the movie Serenity, which I think the movie's actually a pretty good continuation of the television show.
Yeah.
So, but the reason I bring that up is because that's a Western in space.
Yes.
And I mean, the way they do the little adventures in that should have been similar to what they did on The Mandalorian. It doesn't need to be exactly like that, because obviously it's a different franchise, but you could have done something along those lines and it would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could fumble it so bad, especially when they started off so good and then it just got worse as it went on. And I'm like you, Lily, as far as that, these weren't the best stories that they could have put on the big screen.
No.
Now, I understand why people enjoyed it. I understand why you still enjoyed it. But this could have been a much, much better story. It was like they took a few filler episodes and they weren't even the best filler episodes and threw it together. So that's part of the problem here.
Yeah, that was a huge problem. That was a huge problem with me, because I was just like, wow, this is crazy that this is what they decided to give us. But I did end up enjoying it. Like I said, I enjoyed it a little bit more just because I was with my family. And because I did like a lot of other things about it. I have to give all of the flowers and thank you for finally giving credit to the actual men who were inside of the Mandalorian suit.
Oh, yeah.
I like weird, but I got so emotional seeing their names and the actual credits, like at the beginning of the movie. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, it's Lateef Crowder and Brandon Wayne. They're the ones who are responsible for Mando being a total badass.
Yeah.
So I think Brandon is the one that does a lot of the scenes with the guns and everything. And whenever Mando's doing like actual like combat martial arts kind of stuff, that's Lateef. So that makes me happy, because they've always given Pedro all of the credit for it and kind of made it seem like Pedro was the one doing all these stunts, but it's not. It's these two men are the ones that are actually doing all of this stuff. So that made me happy.
I don't think Pedro was in it. I think he was part, and that was it.
That was something that I thought was still really good, is that those action sequences that they have are so freaking good. Like whoever is their stunt coordinator or whatever.
Yeah.
They are so cool. Like they make Mando do like the coolest stuff ever. And I didn't realize I didn't realize how freaking violent Mando is because he doesn't leave anybody alive. He like wrecks everybody. Yeah. And that's what makes me so mad too, is that essentially he is a really cool character. It's just that they don't give him good stories. Like they don't put him in a good story, and that's what's pissing me off. And of course, I mean, I'm not gonna apologize for it. I'm a woman. I love tiny, cute little things. I love Grogu. If you made me watch a 2-hour movie with just Grogu being cute, I would watch it. I'm not gonna apologize. Really? He's adorable. I love him, and I think one of the scenes that kind of like I thought was just the cutest ever was when Mando got poisoned and Grogu kind of had to like watch him. And I thought that they should have leaned a little bit more into the father-son dynamic. And I think it would have been a whole lot better because I felt like we didn't get to see as much of that in the past just because they've made Grogu grow up a little bit and he's no longer dependent on Mando as much as he used to be. So he's a little more independent. But seeing him take care of him, and then at the end where he didn't know if he was going to be okay and we see him like cuddle into him, and I was like, oh my God. Like I knew Mando wasn't gonna die, but for some reason I was just like, oh my gosh, like why are they doing this to us? This is so sad.
Thanks, Chelsea, for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Bye, Kelsey.
So, yeah, there were little bits and pieces in there that I did like. A lot of the little comedy bits that they threw in there was cute, but I'm glad that we didn't get a lot of comedy at the wrong times. And whenever Mando was in danger, like when he was fighting that big snake thing in the water, that we didn't get any comedy. It was straight up like just a lot of tension. I will give it to them. Some of the CGI did look really good, but some of it looked really bad. Like that whole snake sequence looked so good. But Zeb looked so fake and out of place, like every single time he was on screen. That's why that's a big complaint with people with Dave Filoni, is that just because it's a cartoon does not mean that it's going to look good in live action. And this is a big example of it. He did not look good in live action at all.
Did you see the Andor? Did you watch the season finale of the series finale?
No, and I know that's controversial too, but I tried watching Andor. I thought that was so boring.
It was boring, but it really picked up from episode 6 through 9, and it just was done very well. And they did a good job with that. This was just like, okay, how many animals are there?
So I will say that, like, this is kind of a weird thing to say, but because of my family's reaction, I feel like this is a movie for people who don't necessarily like Star Wars. Because my older nephew, he's 19 and he doesn't like Star Wars. I've tried to get him into it. He just doesn't. It's not his thing. And when we went to watch this movie, I thought, oh my gosh, this kid is gonna like be so mad because he has to sit through this movie and watch it. And my sister too. My sister likes Star Wars, but she likes all the OG stuff and the prequels. She never really got into anything afterwards. Yeah. And I was like, man, my family's gonna be so mad at me that I made them sit through this movie. And what breaks my heart is that my little nephew just turned 12.
Yeah.
And you guys have to understand that there's not a lot of superheroes for little boys anymore, and that breaks my heart because it's been very difficult for my 12-year-old nephew to have any sort of heroes. He was too young when all of the Avengers stuff started, so he never really picked up a character from there, where the 19-year-old Iron Man is his thing. That's his superhero. The little one was too little. He never had a superhero. So when the Mandalorian started and he started watching it with me, because I used to babysit him, Mando is it. That is his superhero.
And it's understandable. Yeah.
The kid saw him, and that kid wants to be an astronaut because he says that that's the only way that he could possibly be like Mando.
I'll tell you this, Lily. When you go on TikTok and you go on Instagram and you watch the AI version of stuff of Star Wars, where you're like, they had the newest one of Lando in Empire Strikes Back right before the Empire gets there. Brilliant. That's a problem, though. This is better than what Lucasfilm can do.
Yeah. So my nephew loved it, and it broke my heart because as soon as this movie finished, I knew that, you know, I wasn't going to lie to everybody and say this was the best movie ever, but it broke my heart because as soon as it ended and I turned around, my little nephew was like, yeah, that was the coolest movie I've ever seen. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to say it. I'm just gonna say that it was great. And then to my surprise, the 19-year-old was like, whoa, that was so cool. And I'm like, okay, family. Like, all right. My sister loved it. My mom loved it. And what's even crazy is I even told Bob that like days later, they're still talking about it and how good this movie was. And that's why I say, yeah, that's why I'm saying that this is probably a good movie for people who really don't like Star Wars. So if you have no idea what Star Wars is supposed to be and you just want to go for a cute little baby and some cool action stuff and explosions here and there, then you'll probably really enjoy
the film for you.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been seeing in a lot of these reviews too, is that people that have liked it are saying that exact thing. They can say that, yes, this isn't the best thing ever, but was it entertaining? Was I entertained? I was entertained. And that's why I gave it a high score. Like, I know you guys were bored. I know Bob was like super, super bored. And I get it. There was a piece in there where after that big action sequence that we had where they're trying to set up the plot, that like nothing happened. And I was like, okay, like, are we just going to Mando walking around? Like, what's happening? Like,
and then he captured the Imperial officer and they just took him away.
Yeah, it was like,
and it's over.
It was like that clip that's like barely an inconvenience. Like, it just happened.
It's not good.
But yeah, so I can understand that. The only thing that bothers me about people that are reviewing it, because I did go through a lot of the stuff on Critic List, just because we do our reviews on Critic List. The very first review on Critic List for this movie happened even before the movie came out. And it was some person who basically flat out said they had not seen this movie. They don't plan on seeing this movie. And they know that this is going to be a garbage movie. So they gave it a 29%. Those are the things that I don't appreciate. If you're going to tell me that something is bad and you're on a review site, review it. Give us an actual opinion on it. And then maybe people will understand why this was a bad movie. Right. That's why Critic List exists. This is the point of Critic List, is that you don't have to go to Rotten Tomatoes. You don't have to go to Letterboxd. You don't have to go to all these other places where the reviews may or may not be made up, or they're trying to skew a certain way. How can we have a voice over here on Critic List if now that type of stuff is happening? And that's what I don't understand. And I went through a lot of these reviews. Yeah, those are the ones that I downvote to. If like Bob said,
I'll be happy to do that if I stumble upon that.
Yeah, Bob said the same thing, and that if he comes across a review of somebody he doesn't agree with, but it's a good review and you can justify it, I will give you a like also, because I'm like, okay, you thought about it and you're telling me exactly why you did or didn't like it. But people that are just that it's at a 0% with no review available, downvote. Why was it?
That's a waste of time.
And some people are just saying, I hated it. This was awful. Star Wars sucks. Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. That you're not telling me why. Like, why are you bothering and just downvoting a movie that you haven't even really like engaged with or thought about?
One, you have to go through it and suffer like the rest of us did. Sit down, okay, and pay attention. And two, you have to give at least a paragraph as to why. That's it. That should be the criteria.
Yeah, give something. Yeah. So I'm gonna completely. That's why before this movie started to come out, I already knew that some people already had an opinion on this movie before it even came out. As soon as they announced this movie, I know some people already had an opinion on it, and I knew that whether this movie was good or not, that certain people were gonna say that it was bad regardless, and not really give you any actual opinions or stating actual things that they felt about why it was bad. And that is exactly why I stayed off of social media like a week prior, and I wasn't reading any reviews.
Meister has a great idea here. Blaine should require people to do this.
Yeah, I mean that would be, I'm pretty sure that would be something a little bit difficult, especially because we are reviewing movies that have already come out too. But yeah, for new releases, I don't know. That's something that we could suggest. But that bothered me because there was somebody who actually commented to that other person too. They were like, dude, I thought this movie was bad too, but at least I saw it. And at least I gave an actual review about why I thought it was bad. Like, you're just downvoting it just to give it a bad score and bring the overall score down. Like, that's not cool.
No, it's not cool at all. Nope.
Yeah, that's not cool. Like, if you're not gonna like it, tell me why. Like, I actually want to have like a conversation with you about it. That's the whole point of being on a platform like Critic List 2 and being able to give your opinions on something too. So I'm gonna totally ignore you if you just tell me, well, yeah, Disney sucks, or Star Wars sucks, or Mando and Grogu suck, or Grogu's annoying and I don't like him, or like Grogu this and that. And it's like, oh, okay, but like,
And
do you actually have a point? Like,
anything else?
anything else? Like, is there anything else that you would like to add with that? Yeah, so that's the only thing that I really haven't, that I don't agree with what's happening with this movie, is that this movie, its fate had already been decided even before the movie came out. And that's what I didn't really like about this whole situation. Because, and I'll give you another example, is the big old drama that's happening with the Odyssey. The Odyssey hasn't come out yet, and a lot of people are already saying this is going to be like a bad movie, blah blah blah. But because we've already seen a lot of the choices that they're making, and we have a source material that they're taking from, and that they're not actually, trying to be
Not
accurate.
following.
Yeah, they're not following it. So a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, this is already going to be pretty bad, but like, the Mandalorian nothing had happened, and everybody was already like, oh yeah, it's gonna tank, it's gonna be awful. And it's like,
yeah. Well, okay, if you just want to hate it, then go want to hate it on your own time. Okay, don't bother everybody else with it. That's the bottom line there.
So that's the only thing that's bothering me. I will not be mad if you guys don't like this movie or whatever, because I expected that people were gonna downvote me to hell, and they did. Dixie, I saw you downvoted me. I saw that, so I'm waiting for you to have a bad take, which you have a lot of them. So I'm gonna downvote you and return the favor. I am an equal opportunity downvoter.
Nice. Look, Dixie proud of himself.
And I expected it, but you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I feel about it, and if I like a movie that you guys don't like, I don't care. Downvote me to hell. I don't care.
Speaking of all that, you're gonna love this next section here. Let's get into the critical scores.
Yeah, here we go.
No, but I completely get where you're coming from there, because I'm in the same boat here. If you give me a well thought out review, then as far as I'm concerned, even if I don't agree with you, I'm still going to give you an upvote, because you know what, you took the time to put your thoughts down and tell me why you thought it. Speaking of thoughts, this is sitting at a 41% with 97 votes. Now, I agree with Lily. I think a lot of these votes are skewed here.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know how many of them have actually seen it, and how many were just hating on it beforehand. But this smart guy, was it good? Gave it a 35%. Let's see. Darth Joker a 20%. The DT 25%. Derek, geez. I thought I was harsh on it.
Yep.
Let's see. I know Lily's scores around here. Let's see, where did yours come out? Was it a couple days ago? Right there it is. 76%. That's kind of along the lines of what I'm seeing for the people that liked it. They're in the 70s. So Chicken Wing 41%, and let's see, the Bastard in Black 83%. He really liked that, and he kind of talked about kind of along the lines of what Walter was pointing out as well. There's a 65% from Nightwing. So yeah, we got a lot of low scores. We got several rads in here, also again in the 70% range. There's one 60%. So yeah, this is very split here. Again, 41%. If you go over to Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is much higher. So I'm thinking probably the real score is probably somewhere in between.
Yeah, me too.
So,
By the way, caveat: I did used to handle this in my former life. Then I started doing this show, and I can't get away with it now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we all find other ways to evolve, I guess. And by the way, if I saw Lily in that fighter jet, that's a Star Wars movie I'd see. Scooting around. Absolutely.
Lily, and I'm telling you, if they come after you because you liked it, this is all you need to tell them.
Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't care, guys. Downvote it. It's still giving me engagement. It doesn't matter. But I did notice, because like I said, I was going through the reviews to see what people were saying about this movie. And I did notice that anybody who liked this movie was getting a lot of downvotes. And a lot of people who disliked this movie were getting a lot of upvotes. So I see you guys. You guys are not being fair. I see. I see it because I wrote a really long review, and the reason why my reviews are so long is because I'm actually trying to give you guys an insight on why these movies are good or bad. So I'm sorry that you don't like to read, and because I'm giving you a reason why I or disliked it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not actually reading the reviews, and they saw, oh, she gave it a 76% because she likes Mando and she likes Grogu and so she's just being a shill, or she's being a star. Like, no, I have never been invited to anything. They don't know who I am. I like those are those.
Much as you ripped on the Acolyte.
Yeah. Yes, I ripped on the Acolyte so bad. I'm pretty sure that I'm on a list somewhere. Because all of those tweets went so viral. But yeah, no, I have my reasons. And if you guys want to know, like, even Bob knows, you guys know I like Austin Butler. If you look through my reviews for some of his movies, I gave his last movie a really bad score. So you guys know I'm not just throwing out good scores just because I like you. So
fair. All right. Well,
there you go.
Thank you.
I think you're pretty fair. So yeah, like I said, if anybody
that better?
That's funny.
You okay? You're all right. You're fine.
But before we get into the last topic, I'm gonna just give my final thoughts on this movie.
It's time.
Yeah.
I love Grogu though. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about it. Like one of my favorite parts of this whole movie was literally just that little badass scene of Grogu putting on all his armor.
Oh,
It was like little Batman. Little Batman.
And then the fact that they give him a little tiny satchel where he could only carry one bomb.
Oh, jeez. Really, Lily? You like a lot.
Yes, Josh, that was so cute. Oh god, that was so cute. He's like, yep. He's like, I'm a tiny little guy. I'm just gonna carry around one bomb.
And then they had that Splinter character, the one that looked like Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja
lizard
Turtles.
or rat or whatever it was.
Good Lord. You stole my fish. God, how many more things is this guy going to steal?
Did you guys catch the little Easter egg that they gave us with the arena where Rhoda the Hutt was the fighting? And all those creatures?
No, what was the Easter egg?
It was the hollow chest.
The what?
Really?
Yeah, it was hollow chest.
I missed it.
Mm-hmm. Like all of those creatures. If you go back and you look at the scene where Chewbacca's playing.
Yes. Now that you mentioned it, yes. Each one of them, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yes. Now I know what you mean. But what I don't understand is they put Grogu in the cage. I told Bob this. He can't use the Force to get out?
It's a movie, Josh.
It's a movie. You got to suspend disbelief. Yeah. Well, we know how Dixie felt about it. Anyway.
All right.
Any disrespect on my little green son. Okay, he's out here
Yeah,
doing war crimes and being cute. So let
He's
him
gonna-
commit his war crimes.
He's gonna fly her jet right over there and start shooting.
Good Lord.
All right. Well, folks, hey, I'm gonna go back and read Lily's review because I want to hear a little bit more insight. Maybe I'll be schooled a little bit. I don't mind reading. That's the good news, Lily. So as opposed to other people. So I'll go ahead and do that. But thank you for the insight here.
I'm trying to keep it short, but I talk a lot.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I wrote a fairly long review myself, so no, it's not a problem. You got to read them and write them. So I'm going to go back and read yours. With that, shall we get on to the final segment of the evening?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. There's something bothering me, and I just got to get it out here. You guys know maraschino cherries, right?
Yeah.
They were the best thing. Even as a kid and even as an adult, I really could appreciate them. And I found out they live in your stomach for like 20 years. You're not supposed to eat them.
What?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
I read it something like online.
Where did you read it? Like, I'm going to read about maraschino cherries.
We sort of stumbled upon this, and then I was talking to someone I know actually about it, who's a doctor who actually knows what they're talking about. And he actually said, "Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to eat those." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "Wow, I'm in real deep doo-doo."
I think we all are.
Yeah, I got a stomach full of those.
I'm not.
Yeah, Bob's probably safe. Lily, you look like you're a little scared. That's okay. I'm right there with you.
I'll miss you guys.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not happy. That really bothers me because I was a big fan of those things. Now I can't be. So this is what happens when you get older.
Ugh.
Everything just starts to just get tarnished, and I don't like it. I don't care for that.
No, neither.
Anyway, that's my rant. I don't have anything else other than that. Let's close it off with some social media for the end of the night. Lily, you go ahead and hit us first, please.
So I am over on X, Twitter, same handle, 300 mirrors, and then of course I have my Instagram too, and that one's 300.mirrors, and then of course I'm on Critic List under the same thing too. So I am currently going through all of the Alien and Predator movies. So I just finished all of the Predator movies. All those reviews are up. I'm going through Aliens right now, and then I'm gonna tackle the prequels and Alien versus Predator and all of that mess. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I wasn't going to watch the Odyssey, but because I'm hating on it so much, I feel like I need to go watch it now to justify all of my hatred. So
hey, we're going to be watching it for the show. So if you want to come on that episode.
So I'm thinking that because I'm almost done watching the Aliens movies, I think I'm going to move into Nolan's movies, so that I can have a little bit more to speak on of where exactly everything went wrong for him.
Which would be perfect because we're actually thinking of doing a Christopher Nolan tier list for that episode. So
Yes,
so
true.
if you guys are on Critic List and you guys want to see what I have to say about those movies and Christopher Nolan's movies, then follow me so you can see it. Like if you agree with me, or Dixie can go downvote me again. So
Josh, go ahead.
All right. You can see me on LinkedIn. You can see me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can see me on here on Bob Loves Movies. Also on Critic List under Napper19. And that's it.
I knew it, Dixie. I knew
Never disappoints. This Dixie.
I'm a little bit scared of what you guys are gonna think of my Alien reviews because I know all of you are like big Aliens fans.
As long as we gave the first two very high scores.
I'm scared for you guys to see what I think of the prequels, though.
No, I'm curious to see your thoughts on those because I have a feeling I might be along the same lines as you, except maybe Covenant, but we'll see.
We shall see.
Was not good.
All right, Bob, hit us.
All right, you can find me, of course, here on this channel. here at Bob Loves Movies. I try to do weekly reviews. You also can find me on the Dad's Turn to Talk channel. You can find me on Mondays occasionally for the MSK show. I've missed the last couple of weeks due to different stuff that's popped up. To be honest, I just forgot it was the holiday yesterday, and so I was like, yeah, I wasn't going to be able to. And of course, with family stuff that popped up, it was probably a good thing that I wasn't there last night. And then, of course, you can find me on Fridays over on The Last Panel with Lapsed Comic. He was with us last week. You can also catch me over there with Gray and Warren, the Lunchbox Warren. We have some fun over there. This week, we're actually going to be giving our top 5 favorite franchises of all time. So that's going to be a fun one. So go check that episode out over there. Again, that's going to be this Friday. And, of course, you can find me on X and Criticless.
All right. Well, as for me, you can catch me here on YouTube under the live feed here over at Bob's channel here. Was It Good at Bob Loves Movies? Or you can find me over at Dad's Turn to Talk, the other channel I was mentioning earlier. I'm also where all the old people are on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm on Criticless, probably waiting for my first downvote. So I'm very excited about that. With that, yeah, Lily's going to get there right now. All right. Thanks, gang. Appreciate it. And with that, I think we can sign off for the night. Thanks, everybody.
You guys have a good night.
Yep.
Wow.